welcome back to our channel!
Hey guys, today we are going to make this coaster and I call it the beginner's crochet coaster. We are going to start from one corner all the way to the other corner. Let's start! We are going to need one 4mm crochet hook, your scissors and yarn needle, and also your yarn. I'm going to use this fingering weight, and I wound this myself. Most of the posts in Facebook groups, they have an issue with having knots if they pull from the inner part of the cake. My tip is you keep it loose, or if you're gonna let it lie down like that on the side, make sure that it is not pressed down tightly. Keep it loose. Okay, let's first make a magic ring. Use 2 fingers on top of the working yarn and twist it clockwise. The working yarn is underneath, the yarn end is on top. Get your hook, put it through the loop and grab the working yarn and pull up. Then yarn over and pull through. Now this is the magic ring. You can tighten the loop and loosen it. Then we'll make a single crochet. So just yarn over and pull up the loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Next, we're gonna make a chain space of 2. So that's 1, 2. And make another single crochet in the magic ring. We've made 2 single crochets with a chain space. Now we're gonna tighten the loop a bit, but make sure to leave a space because we're gonna crochet on this magic ring again. Next row, we're gonna make a single crochet again. So what we're going to do is chain up once, because the height of the single crochet is equivalent to 1 chain. And we're gonna flip the work and make a single crochet on the previous single crochet. 1, and then next we will move on to the chain space. So we're also going to make 1 single crochet on this side. Next, this will be the corner of the project, so the height of the single crochet is 1 chain. So we're going to do 2 chains because one is going to be for this height, for the height of this side, and the other chain is going to follow the height of this side. 1, 2. And then we'll make another single crochet on the chain space. This is the second chain that we did for this corner or this side. And then we are on to our last single crochet for this row. So if you're having a hard time or you don't know where to insert your hook, turn the project a bit and you'll see a letter V over there. Insert your hook right beneath that V. That's the front loop, and this is the back loop. Yarn over and pull up the loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. So you've made a total of 4 single crochets for this row, or 2 single crochets for this side and 2 single crochets on this side, and we have the chain space at this corner. Now we're on to our 3rd row. We are going to make a half double crochet. This will still be equivalent to 1 chain. So we're gonna make 1 chain up, and now we are going to flip our work and make 3 half double crochets on this side. So it's a yarn over, insert your hook through the stitch. If you're confused, you can see the space here. This is the last single crochet that we did on the previous row. Or if you look up, ignore this one. This is your chain up. The next V that you'll see, that is where you're going to insert your hook. Yarn over and pull up. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That is your half double crochet. We're going to do this 3 times. So this is the next stitch. You see the next V over there. So this is the second one. This is the single crochet, the last single crochet from the previous row for this side. And now we're going to do the third half double crochet on the chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook through the space, and complete the half double crochet. So since the half double crochet is still counted as 1 chain for the height, we're going to do 2 chains for the height of this side and for the height of this side. So 1, 2, and then 1 half double crochet here on this chain space, and then 1 on each stitch. If you're confused for the last stitch, just turn it a bit and you'll see the V over there. So yarn over and insert your hook over there. That's first loop. There's the next loop. Now you've completed row 3. Remember to keep this loose because you're gonna insert your hook again on this magic ring. Okay, next row we're gonna do another half double crochet. So chain 1 for the height, and then flip your work and make 4 half double crochets. So that's 1 for each stitches plus another 1 for the chain space. Half double crochets at the back would look like this, but this is the top part of the last half double crochet for this side. So insert your hook again here and here. And then on the chain space. Now we're here at the corner. Since the height is still 1 chain up, we're gonna make 2 chains for this side, then another chain, 2 chains, and we're gonna make 4 half double crochets again for this side. Okay, so we have now made 2 rows of single crochet and then 2 rows of the half double crochet. Next, let's move on to the double crochet. For double crochet, it's equivalent to a height of 2 chains. So we're gonna make a chain 2 and then make 1 stitch on each stitches plus another stitch for the chain space for this side. Flip your work, yarn over, insert your hook through the stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, but unlike the half double crochet, we're gonna yarn over and pull through just 2. It will leave you with 2 loops again on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, this is the second one. Yarn over. Remember, this is still counted as a stitch. It looks like the chain space, but this is still counted as a stitch. So you've already made 4 double crochets so far, and we're gonna make another double crochet here on the chain space. As you'll notice, there are just 2 chains. So for this chain space, we're gonna make 1 stitch per chain. Since this is the corner, we are going to make 4 chains for this corner, counting the height for this side and counting the height for this side. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make another double crochet here. This is the second chain for the chain space. Then next, we're gonna make double crochet each remaining stitches. Okay, we're on the last stitch for this row. Yarn over, and then the stitch is actually facing the other side, so just move here and you'll see the V. Insert your hook there. 1 and 2. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. For the next row, the 6th row, we are going to do another double crochet. So that's equivalent to 2 chain up. 1, 2. And flip your work. For this 6th row, we are going to make 7 stitches for this side. Two, 3, 4. This is still counted. 5. And then you see 4 chains here. So you're gonna make 2 double crochets on this side, and then make the chain space, and then another 2 double crochets on this side. 1, 2, and then follow the height equivalent. So that's 1, 2 for one side and another 2 for the other side, and then do the remaining 2 double crochet stitches for the chain space. Then just make a double crochet on each of the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. So there are 7 stitches on each side plus the chain space. Then for the next row, we are going to do a triple crochet. So that is equivalent to 3 chains for the height. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to make 1 stitch for each of the stitches, not counting the chain. And then another 2 because we have 2 chains for the side. And then make the chain space again, and then we'll make another 2 stitches on this chain space for this side. Flip your work, yarn over twice, insert your hook on this one, and the last stitch that we did on the previous row. Then pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. Just repeat that again. Insert, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 2. And this is the 7th stitch. And the 2 stitches on the chain space. 1, 2, 3, and then another 2 over here. There you go. And since the height of the triple crochet is 3 chains, supposedly we are going to do 3 chains for this side and then 3 chains for this side, but it will be too loose, so I'm gonna reduce 1 chain. So we're gonna make a total of 5 chains instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then insert your hook again on the chain space and make 2 triple crochets. And then 1 stitch on each of the stitches. We are on the last stitch. Just make it face the other way and you'll see the V. So far, your project should still look like a square. Okay, we're on to the next row. We are going to make a double crochet row. So the height of that is equivalent to 2 chains. 2, flip your work, and do the double crochet for this side. And since the previous row is a triple crochet, which is equivalent to 3 chains, we're gonna make another 3 stitches on this side of the chain space, and then make a chain space, and then make another 3 stitches for this side. This stitch is still included or counted. Then make make the 3 double crochets on the chain space for this side.
There you go, Grandma.
And then follow the height of the double crochet. 1, 2, and 1, 2. So total of 4 chains for the chain space, and then make 3 double crochets for this side of the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And then same as the other side, just make 1 stitch on each stitch. Here's the last stitch. Insert your hook not on this chain but on this V. For this row, you should have a total of 12 stitches on one side plus the chain space. For the next row, we are going to make a half double crochet. So that's equivalent to 1 chain. Flip your work. And yarn over, insert your hook again, and pull through all 3. One stitch on each stitch. This is still counted as a stitch. And then 2 half double crochets on the chain space for this side. And then make 2 chain spaces. And then continue with the 2 half double crochets on the chain space for this side. And the next one you'll insert your hook in is this stitch over here. One stitch on each stitch from the previous row. So for one side, you should have a total of 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 stitches. 14 on this side and 14 on this side. So this should still be a square shape. Then for the last row, we are going to make, you guessed it, it's a single crochet for this side and this side. So it's a chain 1 and flip your work. And make a single crochet on each stitch for this side, and then make just 1 single crochet on the chain space for the side. Make the chain space again, and another single crochet for the other side of the chain space. made 14 stitches so far. This is the 14th. I made 14 stitches so far, and then I'll go ahead and single crochet on the chain space, make 2 chain spaces, and make a single crochet for this side of the chain space. So you should still see a gap here, and continue to make a single crochet for this side. You're here on the last stitch, it's still facing the other way, so I just need a little help from my other thumb to insert the hook. There you go. So you can leave this as is, or I would like this to look smoother than it is right now, so I'm going to make a single crochet around the coaster. But instead of going straight ahead to this side, I would still want this to be shaped as a square. So what I'll do is chain 1, since I'm still going to make a single crochet, so I'll follow the height of the single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitches until the end of the row or the chain space. So flip your work and insert your hook through the last stitch that we did from the previous row. Okay, so we are now on the chain space. So, for this row, we are going to make 3 single crochets on the chain space. This is for us to have the project turn naturally. There you go, and continue on with a single crochet for this side until you reach the last stitch. Okay, so this is the last stitch. Don't be confused with this loop that's sticking out. But look, if you twist it a bit, you'll see the V. Insert your hook underneath that, or the end of the stitch will make 3 single crochets for this corner. So 1, 2, and 3. So remember the equivalent chain for the height of the stitches. We are going to apply it here. So for this row, it was a single crochet, so it's counted as 1 chain space, but we've already done that for the top of this part. So what we're gonna do is go ahead to the half double crochet, so it's still counted as a half double crochet. We are going to insert our hook through the top of the half double crochet that we did. So that would be this one. It's the second big space over there. So insert your hook and make a single crochet. And then next would be the double crochet. For that, we'll need to make 2 single crochets on this row. So we're gonna make 1 single crochet on the top of the double crochet, and the second one would be at the post or the body. That's the next bigger space that you'll see over here. Okay? So that's the post of the double crochet. For the next one, it's a triple crochet for the this row. So we're gonna do the first stitch on top of that stitch, and the next 2 should be at the post. Alright? Try not to pull it too much because it's gonna force the post to move away like that. So it wouldn't look nice if you stitch it with a very big space here, leaving a very big space over here. So make the second single crochet. Right. And there you go. We move on to the next row. So the next row was a double crochet, or is a double crochet. So make 1 single crochet on top of that stitch and another single crochet on the post. Okay, and then the next row is still a double crochet, so we're gonna make a single crochet on top of the stitch and then another one on the post. Next one, or the next 2 rows, is a half double crochet, so we're gonna make 1 single crochet on each top of the stitches, then another half double crochet. Alright, then the next one, or the next 2 rows, are single crochets. So we are going to stitch on top of the stitch again. So for this, it might be a bit confusing, but just pull it a bit and you'll see where the half double crochet was standing on, or that is the top of the other single crochet. It's 1, and then the other one is this one over here. Okay, so 2, and then we are back to the magic ring where we started our project. So what we're going to do, since this is a corner, we are going to make 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we can go ahead and tighten the loop. There you go. And then continue to this side of the project. So instead of crocheting on top of this yarn end, I'm gonna drop it down and we're gonna stitch it in later on after we are done with the project. So this is the stitch on the first row, so we're gonna insert our hook there, 1, then the next row you'll see the bigger space over here, another 1, and then you see that we've inserted the hook here, so that's the next one. For this side, it's going to be a bit tricky. So instead of inserting our hook on this chain up, the one that only has 1 strand, we are going to insert it on the next hole that is beside it. So it's this one where the double crochet stitch is standing on. Insert your hook there and make the single crochet. Okay, for this we are always going to start on the post. Compared to the other side of the row, we started stitching on the top of the stitch, but this time we're gonna start on the post and then the top of the stitch. So one single crochet on the post, and then one single crochet on top. Since this is a double crochet, we'll need 2 single crochets or 2 stitches on this side, on this row. And then it's another double crochet, so 1 single crochet on the post, and then another single crochet on the top of the post, or the double crochet. Next would be the triple crochet, so we're going to make 2 single crochets on the post and then 1 single crochet on top of the stitch. Here's 1 and 2, and then on top of the stitch, so 3, and now the double crochet, so 1 on the post and then 1 on top, and then the half double crochet, so just stitch on the top of the stitch, and then the single crochet, and there we go. That's the last stitch. Instead of slip stitching to the first stitch of this round, we are going to cut the yarn. There we go. And pull this through. Now let's get our yarn needle. We are going to do the invisible join. And then you'll see on this side, this is the okay, I just noticed that I didn't make 2 single crochets. Did I? No, I did not. I didn't make 2 single crochets here, so what I'll do is I'll make another single crochet. I'm just gonna take this out. I'm going to make the 2 single crochets here then to make the natural turn. So there should be 3 stitches on this corner. Okay, there we go. So I'll pull this through. For this invisible join, I'm going to insert my needle underneath the second stitch. Or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend that this is the top of the first stitch. So I'm gonna follow where the first stitch is going. Top of the first stitch is going, and pull through, place it there on top, and then go back to where I started. So I'm going to insert my needle over here since this is where it came from. There. I'm going to put it all the way here and pull. So just fix it a bit so that it would look like the top of the stitch. There, does it look like a V? Then I'm just gonna stitch this in this way. Not pulling it too tight, just right. I prefer stitching vertically, so I'm gonna move to this part. Recording stopped, so I already stitched in the other yarn end, so I'm just gonna show you how I stitch in this yarn end. This is from the magic ring, so I want this to be secure, so I'm gonna make another round over here. I want this to be secure, so I'm gonna insert this over here. And go through this. This is for the border. This is the stitch from the border, and now I'm going to go back to the row. I'm gonna stitch vertically. Then make a U-turn over here. Oops. If you pull too tight, you can stretch your project a bit. And just pull it a bit. And cut. And stretch to hide the end. There you go.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. Bye!